Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's lunch break here. How's everyone doing? Today I'm going to be talking to you about why you are never going to lose weight when you diet. That's a honest truth. You're never going to lose weight when you diet. You know, it may sound weird, but it's true. Let me show you why. So, first of all, let's just think about it. When you look at the diet industry, when you're trying to lose weight, and you could just Google it right now in Google, and you'll see that there are just a ton of weight loss options out there. It's confusing. Everything's telling you to do something different, and none of it works. I mean, sure, there's that 5% that might actually make something work for a while, but are you following them the rest of your life? Do you know, like, okay, 2 years from now, they're still on that, they're still doing that, and they're still keeping the weight off? It's hard to tell, right? Because I can lose weight in a month or two, but then 6 months down the road, I gain all of it back and then some. So you can't really trust the before and after pictures on a lot of these things, right? So let me tell you a story. Like when I was in a CFL seminar, which CFL is a command fitness leader in the Navy, and that's where you're like a personal trainer to help people lose weight in the military. But we focus mostly on the fitness side, the physical portion, not really the nutrition. But anyway, I was in Guam at the time, and I was renewing my annual certification for being a command fitness leader, and it was happened to be at the gym in Guam. And so anyway, it's a really nice gym, new gym, and you walk in this big open room, high ceiling, and counters on the right, and you kind of walking through, and immediately after the counter you turn right and you go down the hallway. You're passing by like racquetball courts, and finally hit like these classrooms at the end. And on the left there was one classroom. You turn down, and that's where we were doing this seminar, and it's a semi-big room. There was only a handful of us in there, maybe 4 or 5, and the lady that was actually overall in charge of fitness for the entire Navy was there giving this seminar, which was actually kind of cool to meet her, because I never even knew who she was, but anyway, it was cool. She knew a lot. But anyway, she had blonde hair. She was a very fit lady, kind of not too tall, maybe like 5, looked like maybe 5'8", 5'9", and anyway, so she got up and she was speaking in front of the seminar, and she was telling a story, right? She used to be a bodybuilder professionally, like competing wise, right? And so she told this story to us in the class, and she was saying how she was building up for a competition. So she had been lifting weights, she was getting physique, but she was in the point of her bodybuilding routine, schedule, to where it was time to cut down the body fat. Because if you know anything about bodybuilding, then you would know that when you first start bodybuilding, they want you to bulk up, which means you got to basically eat a shit ton of food, in this weird idea that if I eat a surplus in calories, I'm going to build muscle, and that's the only way to build muscle. But you end up building a lot of fat as well. So you build muscle and fat, and then you have to cut it off. So it's kind of a crazy thing. But she was at the point where she'd already bulked, and it was time to cut down now. So she was on a major deficit in calories, and this was going on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And so she was on this very strict diet that her trainer had her on, and it was like only chicken and freaking like vegetables and broccoli. I mean, that was her diet. And this poor lady, I mean, she said it was really hard, and she was just eating this low calorie diet with just the same bland food over and over again, no taste. And then one day, it was around, I think it was Easter, right? It was Easter time, and she comes home from the gym and everything, and sure enough, she has kids, and sure enough, on the table is a basket full of candy and chocolate. And oh my goodness, she's seen that bag of stuff there, and she'd been craving something tasteful for so long, and she couldn't take it. It just overwhelmed her, and she broke down. And this is where someone would call like falling off the wagon, right? She grabbed the basket of food, she went in the cross-legged on the floor with the basket right in between her legs, and she's just tearing this chocolate up. I mean, she devoured the entire basket of chocolate all over her face, right? And she finished the chocolate, and she's like, oh no, what did I do? All this hard work, all this stuff, and I just screwed it all up, right? And so she said she went back to see her trainer the next day, and the trainer, she didn't even tell the trainer what had happened. The trainer looked at her stomach, and looked at her again and said, what did you do? That was it, right? Now, the reason I tell you that is because I want you to think about this, right? I want you to understand what had happened. This is the same idea, this is the same concept of every freaking diet plan that I see on the mass market right now advertised for people to lose weight. Is something along these lines. None of them are exactly the same, but they all have the same freaking dumb principle that this routine had. So she was deprived of food that she wanted to eat for weeks and weeks and weeks, and what happened? She fell off the freaking wagon. The same shit that happens to 95% of people on any of these stupid diets. They fall off the freaking wagon. And then they gain all their weight back and then some. Just like an alcoholic who stops cold turkey drinking alcohol, and that's where the term falling off the wagon that I heard came from, was in that. It's the same thing. If you starve your body from something that you want to have for long enough, eventually you're going to fall off the wagon. It's just human nature. It's just the way it is. So what's the answer? If that's the thing, okay, well, all these diet plans out there, like the ketogenic diet, let's just eat no carbs except for vegetables, basically, or the low-fat diet, which is the opposite of ketogenic diet, let's just eat very little fat and all carbs and protein, or the extremely low-calorie diet, let's just almost starve ourselves and just lose a lot of weight that way. Now, let me tell you this, right? So let's just say, if you watched any of my other videos, right, you would know that calories in versus calories out is the key to losing weight, right? I've talked about that. And energy in versus energy out. I've given analogies. I've explained this really well, right? A lot. So the question here is, if you're losing weight, and we know that the key to losing weight is to go on a deficit in calories. That's the only real way to lose weight. That's the only reason any of these fad diets work, is because you got a deficit of calories. So if we know that's the answer, to go on a deficit in calories, then if we starve ourselves, we'll lose weight fast. Essentially, right? That's true. Tell me that ain't true. If I don't eat anything and I completely starve myself for the next month, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose a lot of weight. But let me ask you this. Is that any different than the lady that just deprived herself and fell off the wagon and gained all the way back? No. It doesn't matter. Don't follow any of these extreme methods to losing weight. It doesn't work. It may have quick results, short-term results, but it's not what you need. What you need is to lose the weight long-term. You need a sustainable plan that's going to allow you to lose the weight. That is the key to this entire thing working out. And I know you want a fast fix. I know you want something that's going to just take the weight off immediately fast. Short of starving yourself, there's no way to get the weight off quickly. And even if you did, it's not sustainable, so why do it? So anyway, the plan that you should have is you need to find this plan. Now, the problem with finding this plan is, how do you find it? How do you know which plan is out there that's going to be good, that's going to actually teach you what you need to know? I mean, how the heck do you know that? I mean, there's so many different options out there. So that's why I'm creating an 8-week course to follow that's going to cover everything about that. It's going to go in. It's not going to turn you into a dietary nutritionist. It's just going to explain to you, very simple terms, how you actually lose weight, the actual way that it works, so that you're not wasting your time on some crazy ass diet that's never going to give you long-term results. I want you to understand how it works, so you can see what I see and stop wasting your time on all this nonsense. That's what I want for you. I want you to lose the weight long-term and keep it off permanently. And then you'll never need another diet. You'll never need to Google weight loss again, because you'll have it down. So anyway, that's what I want for you. So go ahead, head over to my website right now. Go to internalizedweightloss.com. Just put in your email address. Go on the waiting list. It's coming out really soon. And this will be the last diet program, or non-diet program, that you're ever going to need. And you'll be able to live that lifestyle of not stressing yourself out to lose weight. And just enjoy your life. Eat what you want. There's never depriving yourself of anything. Just, you can eat whatever you want. If you follow what I tell you to do, you can eat whatever you want. Enjoy your life. Don't have a lot of stress about eating. And it's so easy. It's not complicated. And the answer is not starving yourself of any type of specific food. Ever. It's never going to be the answer. Okay? So take care. And if you thought this was good, just share it. Let someone else hear it. All right, take care.